This Just Drive segment of The Exchange is sponsored by Michigan Auto Law. It's been said that texting is the new drunk driving. This little cell phone of ours, when used improperly, is responsible for some pretty dangerous conditions. With that in mind, Michigan Auto Law has joined WZZM to present Just Drive, a campaign to make people aware of the dangers of distracted driving. Brandon Hewitt is here from Michigan Auto Law to tell us more. Good morning. It's good to have you here.
Good morning. It's so good to be here.
And it's also good to have you partnering on a project that is so important. And you have brought along the results of a whole bunch of study and the data that has resulted about how dangerous this is and this correlation between crashes and distractions.
Yeah, so let me start with thanking you guys for partnering with us on this.
Yeah.
We're excited to be here, and we're going to be here for a few segments kind of as the year progresses.
Yes.
To kind of keep everybody aware of the problem. And today we wanted to talk about, just in general, why this is so important, why WZZM is taking this head on, and why we want to be a partner.
Yeah, so dive in on these stats. So we say that texting is the new drunk driving, and that university after university has studied it, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about major universities here, University of Utah, Virginia Tech, and what we're seeing is that texting and driving, distracted driving, is just as or more dangerous than drinking. The very minimum, we're talking about the equivalent of a 0.08 blood alcohol level, which we all know. If you get pulled over with that, you're going to jail.
Yes.
And it could be even worse than that, because we're seeing that, distracted drivers, texting drivers, are 23 times more likely to be in a crash.
3 times more likely. That's a crazy statistic. Okay, so you also said motor vehicle crashes are the #1 cause of death in the U.S., and that law enforcement officers say in a majority of those cases, or a very good percentage, it's those darn devices.
Absolutely, and you can just take that anecdotally. When you're driving and you see somebody swerving, your first thought is they must be texting. And sure enough, when you pull alongside them, they probably have a cell phone in their hand. And unfortunately, with our clients, it's usually the first question they ask. How did he not see me?
Yes.
How did he not see me?
We know how, right? Right down on it. Okay, so in many states, the legislatures are doing something about it, right?
Yeah, and Michigan has taken a step. All but 2 states have some law on the books, which is a good first step.
Yes.
But what we want to see happen is the next step, and that is right now, just the laws are based on texting. And you can be pulled over for texting here in Michigan, but it's so much more than that. It's distracted driving. So what if you're on an app? Well, technically you're not texting.
Yes.
What if you are looking through Facebook, or you are checking the news?
Yes.
Or reading email? That's distracted driving, and so we'd like to see the legislature be a little bit more aggressive in making sure that it's not just a texting issue, and that people understand that it's a bigger problem than just texting.
It is an especially big problem with young drivers, and there's something called Kelsey's Law. We only have a few seconds left, but tell me about that, because this is important.
This is a great law, and this does ban distracted driving and cell phone use by teens and new drivers. And it started with Bonnie Raphael, which is the mother of Kelsey Raphael, who unfortunately passed 2010. Her actually 8-year anniversary was a couple days ago.
Yeah.
And we've partnered with her to offer a scholarship to help teens get the word out about distracted driving, because we know that teens are probably in the most control of that.
They sure are, and there's information about that scholarship. The deadline is in August each year, but you can learn more about Michigan Auto Law and the scholarship on their website. We've put a link to it on ours. Go to WZZM13.com under the Exchange. You'll find it there. Sure is good to have you here.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, and thanks to all of you for watching. Make it a great afternoon and a good weekend. See you back here on Monday.